What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today we got the film room episode on a matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. The Chicago Bears did lose to the Detroit Lions 41-10 in a very dominant fashion. They were overpowered by the Lions and did not look good, any of the offense or any of the defense either. Special teams wise, it was an okay game, but overall it was really an embarrassment. They did not look good in any phase of that entire football game, and the Detroit Lions completely dominated us, and we're now at 3-13 for the entire season. But for today's film room episode, we still want to look at Justin Fields' performance. As for his stats real quick, he went 7 for 21 and 75 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, not very good stats, and also 7 sacks were allowed by the offensive line, or at least taken by Justin. But rushing the football, he definitely had a bounce back game after that Bills game with 10 rushes, 132 yards overall for the day. And overall for the offense, it was a tough game. There was not a lot of things going on. The offensive line played horrible and allowed so many pressures. It was hilarious. So the game tape will still be interesting because there were lots of plays where just small mistakes were being made. That's what we want to look at today. Also, Luke Getsy, how he did call certain situations. Offensive line play, skill position players, the same program as usual. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time and start off with today's film room. So, to start off today's film room, we want to start off with drive number 1 for the Chicago Bears, a 2nd and 9 situation. And overall, they did not play bad to start off that game, actually. They looked kind of good, but that turnaround came quickly for them, starting it off right there. Like I said, 2nd and 9. And this one, just taking a shot on 2nd down. Play call-wise, I like the decision by Luke Getsy, but overall, I think the execution by the offensive line specifically was just simply not there. But for the play overall, the scheme, we'll have just 2 go routes by the outside receivers. I think that's Chase Claypool, and at the bottom of the screen, we'll have Velus Jones Jr. Then we'll have Cole Kmet, who's just about to run a 10 and in. And then from the other guys on the field, we'll just have some simple checkdowns into the flats right there. And at the top of the screen, to Monty 2. I like the idea, like I said, take the one-on-one Justin Fields, but the problem is the offensive line did not hold up. No time to truly release the football properly. So that's the reason why that didn't work out. But like I said, just looking at the situation, 2nd and 9 to start off the game, I like the aggressiveness by Luke Getsy and how he wanted to attack the defense right there. And when we look at it from the end zone angle, you can see too just the offensive line getting totally overpowered by that Lions defensive line. They got just a blitz right there on the left side of the field from the Lions view. Right there, when you look at it, you have just 3 players blitzing in that scenario. You got Aiden Hutchinson off the edge, and then you have just, I think that's Malcolm Rodriguez rushing 2. So you have 3 guys against 2 in that situation. Obviously a bad look, and they didn't play it properly. I mean, David Montgomery was there to reroute at least Aiden Hutchinson, so it was truly one-on-one for those guys, but Tevin and Riley just recognized it too late, and the pressure was on to Justin Fields. And then he was just not able to properly release the football, even though, I mean, Velus Jones Jr. wasn't open anyway on the play. Moving on to the next situation that we want to look at, this time a 2nd and 5 later in that same drive. And this time, Justin Fields finds the check down with David Montgomery on this play. I want to talk about this one a bit more because I think there were some other options open on that play. But overall, when we look at it, I still like it that Justin Fields found the check down, at least on this play. Schematically, we got at the top of the screen EQ, who is just about to run that post curl, somewhat of a route, as it looks like. Then we got a route into the flats by the tight end Cole Kmet. And at the bottom of the screen, we will just have somewhat of a deep over route by Dante Pettis across the field. And then at the bottom, it looks like N'Keal Harry is about to have just a simple curl route 2 on this play, and then we'll have just that play action to David Montgomery, who then gets out into the flats as well and ultimately gets the football. For me, Justin Fields could have had his eyes a bit longer on the field, or down the field a little bit longer. Just right there, I think EQ gets open just in between the zone, finds a green spot. Nice job by him right there, but Justin just keeps his eyes down the field not long enough, just takes them away a bit too quick for my taste, even though there is pressure in his face. So like I said, I still like that he gets to the check down, but when you look at it right there, as soon as EQ cuts, I think he could still have his eyes down the field, right? He's already to his check down and the routes haven't fully developed yet. So I think at that point, there's still enough time in the pocket to just zip that in there in between the zone right there, in between the defenders. But like I said, don't hate it. It's 2nd and 5. You're looking for a first down. You got tons of space right there until the first down mark. So I don't hate the choice of giving it to the running back, who can always make some people miss. So by the end of the day, it's not a bad decision by Justin Fields, but I would have liked to have at least keep the eyes down the field just for a quick second longer. But like I said, I'm okay with the result of the play. And once again, just being able to find the check down is always a nice ability he has. But right there, he just goes away too quick with his eyes for me. But we want to stay with the next play as well. 3rd and 1 is now the situation. So they didn't get the first down on this one. And this is really where it gets creative with Luke Getsy. Absolutely love this one. Cole Kmet snaps it and pitches it to Justin Fields, who's lined up at running back. Or not really lined up at running back, but just gets the ball like a running back and turns it into a 60-yard gain. I mean, that's absolutely phenomenal. Love the creativity right there by him. But right there, just Cole Kmet pitches it out there to Justin Fields. And then we got Monty as a blocker and just everybody obviously blocking on that play. But great execution by the entire team. I don't think N'Keal Harry works on the linebacker there, but really great blocks. We will see it from the end zone angle too. We got some really good blocks, and Justin Fields just once again displays his ability to read blocks, read gaps, and just turn something into gold, or turn nothing into gold, certainly. So this guy is just absolutely amazing, and like I said, absolutely love this play call. We got great blocks. Tevin Jenkins absolutely dominating in the second level. Absolutely hated it when he had to leave the game once again with a neck issue. And there, David Montgomery with a great block too to help to gain that first down for the Bears in that situation. So now moving on to the last situation for drive number 1 that we want to look at, which is actually how the drive ended. 3rd and 2 situation, and the Bears were actually able to score a touchdown right here. When we look at it, just beautiful play action, hard play action, sell the run, and then just move your tight end across from the line, just hide him behind it or kind of sneak him through there, and Cole Kmet is wide open for an easy touchdown. Love the play design right there by Luke Getsy and the Bears. When we look at it, like I said, Cole Kmet is about to get the football. He's just somewhat acting as a blocker real quick and then just slips through the defensive line and then just gets out there wide open into the flats. As for Chase Claypool, he is a deeper over route, same as for Byron Pringle. He also has a deeper over. And then as for Kari Blasingame, he's about to move over the entire field and get into the flats right there at the bottom of the screen. Like I said, beautiful play design, love it. And then wide open Cole Kmet to get a easy touchdown for him. Good find by Justin Fields, easy completion, and then good job getting into the end zone by Cole Kmet. There we can watch it again. Just slips right by the defensive lineman, gets out there, wide open, easy touchdown. And when we look at it from the end zone angle too, just beautiful execution by the entire team right there. And that was a little hope right there, right? That the game could have went in a totally different direction, but after that, the Bears weren't just able to find the end zone anymore. But this one was a beautiful drive and well executed by the entire offense. As for the next play that we want to look at is now in drive number 2 for the Bears, this time a 3rd and 4 situation. And this is just pure magic by Justin Fields as we know it from this season, just making something happen with the legs. Opens a hole right there in the line, just escapes the pocket and just decides to run for it. 60 yards gained right there. That put him already over 100 yards for the entire day. And we're still well in the first quarter by that time. So absolutely incredible. I mean, when we look at the play overall, the design, it was pretty simple. You'll just have a motion over right there by Cole Kmet to the opposite side of the field. And he's just about to run somewhat of a delayed slant right there. Or no, excuse me, actually it's not a delayed slant, it's just him motioning over all the way to the opposite side of the field and just simply hitching right there, and then you got just a simple slant right there by, I think it is Byron Pringle. As for the bottom of the screen, we'll have N'Keal Harry, who's actually somewhat running of that out and up route. And then we'll have also Dante Pettis, who somewhat fakes a quick out and then gets right there in there with somewhat of a delayed slant right there. So I like the concept. It's something we haven't seen a lot by the Bears this year. And there was really nobody open, and the pressure appears quick by the Lions defensive line. They really had some monstrous defensive line plays right there. But when you look at it, the only player that you could think of is probably right there, Dante Pettis, but you got a linebacker lurking right there, so you really have to put it over him. So best way is right there, the offensive line opens up a hole, defensive line just leaves something open, and then you can just scramble all the way with Justin Fields. That's what he does best right now. That's the best for the offense, just making everything up with his athleticism and just running for his life. But it totally worked out right there. 60-yard gain, absolute incredible speed, just running away from everybody on the field. And when we look at it from the end zone angle too, just absolutely incredible stuff right there by Justin Fields. And that really excites me for the upcoming season, because he can do all these things, right? But we just simply don't have the weapons to truly have a passing offense yet. So as soon as we have a passing offense, I think this one will be a pretty scary one to defend for opposing defenses, and just one heck of a job that we can watch again by Justin Fields, getting out there and just having massive speed, making several people miss on the entire play. Just insane stuff right there from quarterback one. And after that first touchdown drive on drive number 2, the Bears were actually looking good and looked like they were about to score again. But this is a 3rd and goal situation. This is where the Bears actually stalled. And when we look at it, it's interesting what happened here. I think you have some options to throw it to, but it's really just locked down by the Lions defense. The only way you can actually throw it right there is you have to trust some people, and this is really tough right now for the Bears offense. But when we look at the formation, I mean, for me, you're in 3rd and goal. You're about at the 2-yard line, right? You got a great fullback in Corey Blasingame. You got a good goal line running back with David Montgomery. So play calling wise, I didn't understand why we tried to pass it, but I already knew it as soon as I saw it, because the Bears just love to do that. But man, you got a very good rushing offense. You got an offensive line that's better in run pro than in pass pro. Why don't you just run it in right there 2 yards away from the end zone? But Bears decide to pass it. As for the play overall, you got that over out by EQ. You got my man, just simply Cole Kmet right there going into the back pylon, or working towards the back pylon on that corner route, and then you have Corey Blasingame who works into the flats. Overall, there's nobody truly open. I only think you can truly throw it to Cole Kmet in that situation, because the defender is turned to him. It's a linebacker, Malcolm Rodriguez. Yes, he's an athletic freak, but at least give your tight end one a chance right there, right? So I would have loved for Justin to just throw it up to Cole Kmet, give him a shot in the end zone, right? There's nothing to lose, but Justin decides to go with his athleticism, try to get it into the end zone, which is okay, but like I said, would have loved for him to take the one-on-one, but I mean, if we're being honest, there was nobody really open, and then he escapes. The only eligible receiver right there is Riley Reef, and that play obviously ends up in a mess, and they were not able to score on that play, but they still got a field goal, which is okay, and ended that drive with some points, so I'm happy about that, but they couldn't convert right there in the red zone. And that last play actually leads us now to drive number 3 for the Bears offense in the first half. This one, a 2nd and 10 situation. Really love the read right there by Justin Fields, one of his best throws of the day, but simply was then not really dropped, but Cole Kmet couldn't control it throughout the ground, and it was overturned after, I think, not even a challenge. The refs just picked that one up, which was the right call, and I would have loved for Cole to get that, but he was just simply not able to. As for the scheme, we just got a simple hitch right there by Byron Pringle. Then we got a beautiful 10 and out by Cole Kmet, who did a really good job in that situation. And then at the bottom of the screen, we have a over out by Dante Pettis, and then a simple 3-step slant by EQ. Read-wise, I think it was a correct read. You got some leverage on that safety that you had. That's somewhat of a mismatch. I mean, Cole Kmet is a big-bodied guy. You want to rely on that at times, right? And I really love the placement away from the defender too by Justin Fields. But like I said, Cole Kmet just couldn't fully control it. Still, really nice pass, some good zip on it. You got finally a okay pocket to work with. So that's what truly happens if you give him at least some time in the pocket. And then we can see it again. Protection wise, finally some good plays right there. I mean, Riley Reef still gets pushed back heavily, but there is some time. And then, like I said, beautiful placement by Justin Fields. It's maybe a bit high, but like I said, away from the defender, he can't make a play right there. There you see perfectly, his arm is stretched out, but he's not able to get on the football. Good concentration, but like I said, sadly couldn't hold on to it. And that leads us to the next play immediately, which is a 3rd and 10 then. And this one, love the concept, probably my favorite concept of the day, but pressure was applied once again on Justin Fields, and we're not able to finish off this 3rd and 10 try. But when we look at the scheme, really love this one. You have right there Chase Claypool motion in, and then schematically we'll just have a block and go or seam by Cole Kmet, and then on that bunch we'll have a beautiful somewhat of that find the green over the ball route right there by Chase Claypool, and then we'll have somewhat of that out and sit by Dante Pettis, and then just a switch release a little bit right there. Byron Pringle goes after Dante Pettis, stems it to a 45-degree angle, then turns it up the field and breaks outside with the corner, somewhat of that circus route. Excuse me. Beautiful execution. You got them in the cover 2 look. When we look at it, you just have these two guys just covering those 2 quarters of the field, right? That's their responsibility. And then we have these corners covering the flats, and there you just simply want to attack right there, the bottom, just that in-between zone between those 2 corner and safety right there, and that corner perfectly attacks it. Justin Fields reads it beautifully. Perfect call against it, perfect execution, but right there, Khalil Herbert gets destroyed by the blitzing DB, whoever it was, and Justin was hit as he threw it and couldn't truly step up into it, and the ball was inaccurate to Byron Pringle. But love the play design and love what the Bears did in this game overall, at times schematically too. But I mean, the offensive line or the protection overall was just not there for the Bears to succeed this entire game. There we see it again, just inaccurate, and the Bears had to punt after that play. And now in drive number 4 for the Chicago Bears offense, this one a 2nd and 22 situation, and this one just Justin Fields slinging the football on this one. Really love this one too. Not Khalil Herbert, N'Keal Harry actually, who just runs a simple slant route, but I love what Justin Fields does pre-snap. He does that for many weeks now, just recognizing coverages pre-snap and then taking what's given by the defense. As for the play overall, we'll have just that pre-motion and then just going out into the flats as a check down by David Montgomery. And then on the 3-by-1 side, we'll actually have just a simple 5 and in. Then we'll have by Dante Pettis a corner route, and then Cole Kmet is about to run a seam route to split the safeties if they're actually playing cover 2. I'm not sure what this safety's doing right here, but right there, 3-step slant. You got some leverage by N'Keal Harry. Love that. And then also how N'Keal Harry adjusts as soon as the corner is not about to drop back like we expect him to do. Just backpedaling. No, he actually comes up to the line. So N'Keal Harry shortens his route, breaks earlier. Really nice recognition by him too on the play. And then just a beautiful zip right there in between that zone by Justin Fields. Love this one. Easy, simple yards to gain some yards back on 2nd and 22 to set up a better 3rd down situation. Perfect ball right on the chest. There we can watch again. I mean, look at that placement. Boom, right on the chest. Love this one. And just great execution right there by the Bears offense to at least gain some yards on a 2nd and very, very long. And that last play already leads us to half number 2 for the Chicago Bears. This time drive number 1, 3rd and 6 is the situation. And the Bears try to line up quickly right there. Bunch formation, at the top of the screen. And Justin with a beautiful ball to Dante Pettis, but he simply couldn't hold on to it. It was also a pretty good play by the defender. Have to give him some credit. But when we look at the play overall, just love those switch releases out of the bunch. They really do actually work on the defenses and try to confuse them. But when we look at it, Byron Pringle's about to run a drag or shallow across the field. Then we'll have have somewhat of that inside release, just clear route, pick route right there by N'Keal Harry. He's just trying to free up space for Dante Pettis, who then releases last into the flats. It perfectly works out. Justin Fields puts a ball on the money, but just wasn't simply caught this time. And then also we'll have a 10 and in by Cole Kmet on this one. But for me, it's more important because it doesn't matter if we win these games or not. It's more important to see Justin Fields actually being accurate with the football, and he definitely was right there once again. He made his fair share of mistakes this game too, but overall, I think he really made some accurate passes with the limited amount of plays that we actually had this game. Look at that perfect placement into the hands. That's caught right there, right? You just have to hold on to it. It's 3rd and 6. It's a beautiful play call by Luke Getsy to get a first down. And then Dante Pettis just gets stripped of the football right there. Great play by the cornerback too. But I mean, that's really great placement on a throw outside the hashes, really towards the sideline. That's some great placement. You have to really make a strong throw right there. And I love what Justin did with that football on that play. And after that first drive in the second half with the Bears, they already went 3 and out, and it started a really painful series to watch with the Bears. So we're already in drive number 5 now for the Bears. Lots of running and short passes that didn't really work out. Tons of sacks that game, but drive number 5 really provided some good stuff on tape too that we need to look at least. This one, a 2nd and 20. When we look at it, love this one. Really just once again shows Justin's improvements as a pocket passer, at least his pocket movements. This time, great time in the pocket. Nobody really initially opened on the routes, but he just simply trusts Cole Kmet on this one. When we look at the play design overall, we'll once again have that bunch formation. They love that against the Lions. I think we never saw that much for the entire season. Cole Kmet at the top of the screen is running a 5 and out. He's about to receive that football. As for that bunch formation, we'll have a 10 and in by Chase Claypool, who actually gets hold on. So we got a penalty. We got an automatic first down out of that play, but still wanted to show that throw. N'Keal Harry at the top of the screen is just about to run a whip route. And then we'll have Byron Pringle, who runs somewhat of that, once again, stem it 45 degrees, then turn it up the field, circus route corner right there. So love the play design, love how Justin Fields moves in the pocket. Just simply nobody here initially besides maybe Chase Claypool, who gets held right there. But, I mean, that's pretty much locked up. That's getting locked up. Cole Kmet is getting locked up, and Chase Claypool is at the bottom because of that hold. So Justin Fields needs to step up in the pocket, show some good pocket movements, and then delivers a beautiful football, perfectly placed to Cole Kmet. Just puts it low in front of the defender. There's no way he can do anything about it. That's just a perfect accuracy for Cole Kmet to catch it. And there you see it again, just pocket movements. Love that. Steps up in the pocket. This time doesn't panic. They know they have somebody to spy on him. I think 56 is about to spy him. I'm not totally sure, but it looks like it. Or he at least has an eye on him right there. So he knows that. Stays in the pocket. Is being patient. Clean footwork right there. Stays in there. And then delivers a great football to Cole Kmet for a first down after that holding call. And then we want to look at the 1st and 10 after that play too. I think that's a beautiful completion to EQ right there on the crossing route. Zips it in there in between several defenders. Not a super tight window throw, but still pretty impressive throw right there by Justin Fields. And when we look at the play call overall, we'll have that short little motion in by Byron Pringle. And he's about to run just simply into the flats, a quick out. Then we'll have that, like I said, climb cross by EQ. And then at the bottom of the screen, we have once again a 10 and in for Chase Claypool. It seems like his route tree with the Bears hasn't expanded yet. And I don't know if it will open up with the last game coming up, but I truly think he has so many more abilities that we can definitely be happy about to have on that 2023 Chicago Bears team. And it's just a matter of time when he will break out. I truly believe that. But accurate throw by Justin Fields right there. Good pocket once again. As soon as he has a clean, or as soon as he does actually have a clean pocket, he's making some good throws. So this one just, once again, really good job by Justin Fields. Goes through his progressions right there. 1, 2, and then gets EQ right there for a beautiful throw right there for a first down. What I mean with 1-2 is just a first read is that quick out by Byron Pringle. He's not there, so he goes off to his second read and simply completes it to EQ. Love that. That's progression. That's development. Even though it was a bad performance overall by the Bears, there are still small glimpses that you only see when you watch the game tape afterwards. And that's what I want to show you today, that it wasn't all bad with the Bears offense. Beautiful completion right there to Equanimeous St. Brown. And that last play already leads me to my last play that we actually want to look at today. This one's still in drive number 5 for the Bears in the second half. And this one is a 2nd and 10 situation. Just a classic sprint out pass 2022 Bears special. They do it so many times. And this one is actually a bad play by Justin Fields, I think. It's just missing Chase Claypool wide open down the field. Like I said, it was not a flawless game, but he did really well considering all factors. But right there, that was definitely a miss by him. When we look at it, you'll have the entire sprint out pass, so everybody's going to the left because Justin Fields is about to sprint to the left, so it really minimizes the field. That's what I do not like about those plays, but it can be still effective, and the Bears ran it so many times this year, and it was effective for them mostly of the time. But right there you have a inside release by N'Keal Harry, who's just about to clear out that space for EQ. That ball is designed to go to EQ in the first place if he's actually there, and he's just going into the flats right there on that out route. But you'll also always have that route in the back, that crossing route by Chase Claypool right there. And when you look at the initial play and where everybody is after 1 to 2 seconds on that play, you just see everything locked up, right? They're super prepared for it. You got EQ locked up. You got Dante Pettis, N'Keal Harry is about to clear out, so he's still going to take some corners with him. So you will have Chase Claypool wide open right there, just behind the linebackers and behind EQ, and Justin Fields just locks in on EQ the entire time and doesn't see Chase Claypool. So there's still a part of Justin Fields where he needs to develop, but I'm still also happy that he makes these kinds of mistakes because this year doesn't matter, right? We're 3-13, so we're not looking to win any more games. We want that second or even first overall pick. So I want Justin Fields to make mistakes so that he can go into the offseason, look at the tape, go over it, and just see what he does do as for mistakes. Because if Justin Fields was better, we would all be wondering why the team isn't performing better, because we would think that our franchise quarterback who plays at such a high level should elevate the team. But Justin Fields is not flawless. Nobody said that ever, and he still makes some small mistakes that I think he can definitely overcome easily because he's just that kind of a competitor. And right there, like I said, just misses Chase Claypool at the back. Right there, just behind EQ, still throws it to EQ. The ball went incomplete, but like I said, pretty okay game still by Justin Fields, especially with his legs. In the passing game, there was not much help for him right there, but on this one, I would have definitely loved him to go back to his second read on this one and find Chase Claypool. Right there, you see him behind the linebackers, but Justin is already throwing it to a covered EQ, but I mean, that's just a small mistake that you can pick out of from this game. So, with that being said, for a quick little conclusion for the game overall for the Chicago Bears, I mean, offensively and defensively, it was a disaster. The Bears only put up 10 points and allowed 41 points in total. But for Justin Fields, I think he did the most out of his limited amount of opportunities in this game. The offensive line didn't help at all. Tevin Jenkins went out, and then at some point we had Dieter Eiselen who struggled massively. Braxton Jones had the worst game of the season or of his entire NFL career so far. He just got absolutely dominated. Riley Reef was not doing well either. The entire offensive line just was a letdown for the entire game, which is okay. It happens. They're not that talented, but for Justin Fields, that obviously limited his opportunities to shine in that game. But for some plays, he really made some good throws. Some were dropped, some were absolute dimes that were actually caught. So I think overall, for a takeaway for this game, I think that's a huge overreaction from some fans to say we need to look into the number 1 pick or 2 pick and maybe consider a quarterback. That's bullshit for me. I mean, Justin Fields still played really well, and over the entire season, he showed so many great things that I truly believe we have a franchise quarterback in him. It's a Week 17 blowout loss loss to a playoff contending team with this type of a roster. So I think everybody just should calm down and be excited for the upcoming season with all the draft picks, with all the cap space going into 2023. And I think Ryan Poles will really set up this team for success. So everybody just be happy where we're at right now. This team is still really raw, but we have a bright future in front of us. I truly believe that. And with that being said, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think of Justin Fields' Week 17 performance against the Lions. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram and Twitter if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.